Hi neighbors, it's me again, Jerry. Welcome to Cooking with Neighbors. Today's episode we're going to be making stuffed shelled pasta. So we got really large shells here. So a box of them, and some of the other ingredients that we'll be using to stuff these shells are, we're using hot Italian sausage today. Feel free to use mild or sweet or whatever kind of sausage you like. If you don't want to put meat in it, chop up some portobello mushroom. Use mushrooms, or you can use some ground veggie or veggie crumble. And we have 1 onion, 1 green pepper, 1 red pepper, 2 cups of mozzarella cheese, and a bit of parm. Okay, about 1.5 tablespoons. Most of the time when I make this, I use a bit of grated pecorino romano, but the store did not have that, so I'm going to go with some Parmesan cheese. To start, because we are stuffing shells, we want everything diced up very, very small. So let's get that done. So I'm going to show how to get this diced pretty small. So I cut this onion in half, and then right here, almost all the way, but not quite all the way, I left this part on to keep the onion intact. So not quite all the way, but almost to there. And then little slits, almost to the root again. Okay? Because this is going to be really small, because we want it to fit in the shells nicely. And then we dice it up really small. So we want to utilize as much as the pepper as possible. So I'm going to use that. So I took off the tip. I'm going to throw it in my sink. We're going to clean out the seeds, and we're going to clean the membrane as well. So get all that white off of there. And these were I pre-washed these. We'll cut off the end. We're going to chop that up right small too. Okay? Several different ways that I cut a pepper, but today it's this way. Cut off the white part. We're going to make some long cuts, and these long cuts, we're going to turn them and dice them up really small like that. See, so they'll be small like the onion. So we're going to go ahead and do that to the rest of the onion and the rest of the peppers, and then we'll bring you back. So one thing I don't think I mentioned, which is optional, but we love it in this dish, is garlic. So this is about 1 tablespoon of minced garlic that I had in a jar in the fridge. You can use, finely chop up and squish. I can even show you. I'll grab a piece of garlic. Give it a squish, and then the peel comes off a lot easier that way. I can squish it harder. But then you can cut off the ends. The little hard parts there, right? Get rid of those. And then you can finely slice it just like you did the green peppers, and then turn them and just really, really finely chop them up, squish them up as much and as little as you can, mixing it with a bit of salt and rubbing it like that and make a bit of a paste if you want. So basically you're going to get about 5-6 cloves of garlic is what I use. Sausage, you want to squeeze it out of the encasement. You're going to squeeze all that. You could use, I'll show you the size. I'm not going to use the whole pack. I want to save 2 for another dish, so I'm just going to use 3 of them. But if you want it really meaty, then, use as little or as much as you want, right?
Are you supposed to cook them before you squeeze it out?
No. We're cooking it.
I thought you were supposed to you're just supposed to thaw it out. Make sure it's thawed out before you squeeze it out.
Yeah, so if your sausage is frozen, thaw it overnight in the fridge. This up. Just going to squish that up. This is medium heat. I got it on about 4 there. And while that is going, you don't want to cook these shells all the way. When you want to cook them al dente, just enough to make them a bit pliable, to make them easier to stuff. So about 8 minutes. You want to cook those for
Yeah, that's definitely an important step that you don't want to forget.
Yeah, because if you make them too soft, then they're just going to break apart on you and you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, so just only cook those till they're like kind of soft.
Yeah, like if the package says 12 minutes, do 6. Like kind of cut whatever the package says in half. Henrietta, don't do that. So you definitely want to cook these pretty much thoroughly, because the cook time in the oven is not going to be too long. I also cooked up some pasta sauce, because pasta sauce is also part of this dish. So yeah, basically now we want to saute up our vegetables, right? And our garlic.
Garlic goes in last.
Yeah, I don't want to burn the garlic, so we'll mix that in after we put our vegetables in. And then we'll cook it up. Put the garlic in there now. And we're going to run it underneath cold water to stop it from cooking. Sorry, I clogged up your camera case.
Yep. I think we're good. That's probably kind of cool.
Give me a second.
You put cold water on it, making sure it doesn't cook.
Yeah, I just want to stop the cooking process. So now what I want to do is I want to sprinkle the Parmesan cheese, a half a cup of your mozzarella out of the 2 cups. We'll add to that and mix it through. We want to cover our bottom of our pan with pasta sauce. This pan is actually a little smaller. A big lasagna pan would be perfect, actually, but we'll use this one today. So then we take our shell. I'm going to get a little spoon. Because this is still a little hot. And do you want me to take this? I could take this over there, Casey. And then you just keep going, and I'll show you the next step after I layer these in. I'll show you the next step.
It's looking pretty good. I'm going to do it a couple of times.
Sure, and then you can pick what ones you like, Case. I'm going to preheat my oven to 350. Okay?
Alright.
Now we're going to top each shell with the pasta sauce individually, like cover each shell, like blop, 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 blop. Okay, so after 20-25 minutes on 350 Fahrenheit on the middle rack in the oven, that's when we take it out. And what we did is that the remaining mozzarella, we put that on each shell, made sure that each shell got mozzarella, put it back in the oven for another 10-15 minutes, okay? I just took it back out just to show you the step that we forgot to show you, okay?
A few moments later.
Ta-da! Look at that. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? If I do say so myself. It's pretty hot, so it's bubbling, so I'm not going to taste it, but you get the idea. And that it is going to be delicious. I'm just going to put that there. So, doesn't that look good? What I want to do right now is say thank you and thank you very much. Take care.